everybody. Jason here from the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast, coming at you with a brand new Unbox with Me video today. We're going to unbox a toy. We're going to unbox our feelings. We're going to talk life and everything in between, and it's going to be awesome. Totes awesome. Hey, today, it's March. It's March 1st, Saturday, March 1st. We've made it through two of the worst months, I'll tell you. This week's been nice and warm here in Iowa, and that's been awesome. The wind kind of blew it all away last night, and it's back to winter, I guess. But the sun's shining. It's great. How's everybody doing? Love to hear from you over in the chat. Before we get going, just want to tell everyone, if you like the podcast, you want to help support the show, you can do that at enlistinthecorps.com. To be a Corps member, the Cracktastic Organization of Retroplastic Specialists, all you got to do is go to enlistinthecorps.com, head over there. There's different tiers, but you get bonus episodes, shout outs on the show, early access. You get to be in an exclusive chat with Elgin and I and all the other Corps members that are in that tier. And then if you're, that's our Patreon page over there. But if you're more of a YouTube person, just click that join button down below. You'll see the same tiers down there. On YouTube, you get a little badge next to your name for your YouTube account. When you comment and stuff, your name's a different color, and you get access to exclusive emojis and all sorts of really fun stuff, all to be a Corps member. We appreciate it. We'd love to get some more Corps members. Hey, speaking of that chat, look at that. It's Alpha Magnus. Yo, Alpha. What's up, my man? How's it going? Saturday. Oh, just hanging out on Saturday. I assume we all watched our Saturday morning cartoons while eating our bowl of cereal. It's Fruit Loops again for me today. Just I love the Fruit Loops. Can't go wrong there. But then I knew today was going to be extra special. This is something that doesn't happen. So here in Iowa, we have this chain of gas stations called Casey's General Store. And I swung by there on the way here to the studio to grab some lunch, usually a slice or two of Casey's pizza, which is delightful. It's some of the best pizza there. On my other podcast, Attack of the Killer podcast, it's a very point of contention that we fight over all the time. Are you pro Casey's Pizza, anti Casey's Pizza? I don't, it doesn't even make sense when you don't like it. But anyway, so I knew today was going to be good because I stopped at the nearest one in my house, and I walk in, the warmer's full of pizza, and I'm like, yes, today's going to be great. But guess what? Even better, I get in there, I'm like, wow, this pizza looks extra, and I get a little closer, and I get the door open, I'm like ready to grab it. I'm like, I think there's more meat on this pizza, and it's all that way. I'm like, well, whatever. I see the pepperoni that I want on there, so I grab a couple slices, I go up, pay for it to go, and I'm like, yep, I got a couple slices of pepperoni here. And the duder says, well, actually, he said either they had a canceled order or the dude effed up, but it was a all meat pizza, one of them all the meat pizzas. And so I was just like, but I'll just charge you for the pepperoni. I'm like, well, good, because you should. And so I got meat lovers pizza for the price of not. Anyway, it was a nice little surprise, and it was awesome. I of course, talking Casey's Pizza, we got comedian Bill Fisher shows up. He says yellow, but I think he's on team not Casey's Pizza. So I'm going to hurry up and change the subject now that he's here. He says, why do you hate yourself? Oh, I don't. I love Casey's Pizza. Dude, Toylanta. Man, I want to go someday. I listen to the Toy Anxiety guys, and they're always I mean, they've been there since the beginning. They're from Atlanta, and so they talk shit about it just as much as they do. Not, but that also makes me really want to go too. So I hear it's a great show. I hope you do well there and have a lot of fun. That's right. I did have Casey's Pizza for lunch. Nobody should be punished with that. Oh, Bill. Bill. See, this is what this. I was afraid to bring it up. Yes, but no, I love it. I love Casey's Pizza. Hey, your star changed colors. Sadly, on StreamYard that I use to show these comments, it just got that little symbol there. But yeah, the longer you're a channel member, your color badge there changes, get more prestigious. Alpha Magnus says Toylanta and Joelanta are in different locations and run by new crew. Check it out. Well, that's cool. That is cool. Just Tiff, channel member Tiff says at least Casey's uses fresh dough, unlike a lot of pizza chains. Yeah, Bill, fresh. We like fresh. Yeah, that's what I know. Anybody do some toy hunting today? This weekend got plans? I stopped by our local, it's called Corner Collectibles. It's more of an antique shop with like a bunch of different people's sections. But the dude who runs it's a big toy guy, and so there's a lot of toys in there. And Elgin the other day said there was a wrestler there was a gold dust wrestler just in the loose wrestler. So I'm like, well, I'll go look for that. Didn't find it. No real the Transformer selection is always crap. I almost picked up a little I have some wind up toys, but they're all kind of horror wind up toys. And but there was this ET wind up toy in his little feet. I almost got him, but anyway, I didn't get anything there. But it's fun to look. Fun to look. Oh yeah, that's right. It's also powered up, meaning PowerCon has a presence there this year. That's awesome. That'll make it even better. More Motu everywhere. Oh, Tiff's at work, so no toy hunting for her. That's a mama. Well, you're the one. You get to hang out with toys all day. You have a whole toy aisle, pretty much. It's not supposed to be, but that toy aisle just you can't. Nobody puts toys back in where they picked them up. So yes, we're going to unbox a toy today. It's not just a toy. It's one toy. It's one box, but there are 3 toys in it. It's a kind of a doozy. It's kind of just saving this one for a special day here. And if you want to join me, you always can. There's a link down in wherever you found this link, and you send me a message. I send you a link to come join me. You can unbox a toy with me right here live on YouTube. You always can. If not today, some other time, hit that subscribe with the bell, and they let you know when these videos pop up. But yeah. Also, before we get going, just want to say last week's podcast episode was awesome. We talked about minifigs, minifigures, everything. I think we decided 2 inches or below, pretty much. Really limited articulation, just small little toys. And we had a blast. We filled our desks full of all the ones that we had and was showing them off and had a great little talk about that. But I also wanted to mention, so this coming Monday's episode, we're going to have Sam and Casey from Screams from the Basement podcast. They're a horror movie podcast on the PFPN that our podcast is on. And they're going to be on Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. We're going to be talking about toys in movies and TV shows. So you're watching your movie and you're like, what is that back there? Oh my God, he's playing with this He-Man toy. Then we're going to talk about those movies where you can spot a toy. There's some obvious ones, but hopefully we'll dig up some really cool ones. And again, that's going to be this Monday with Sam and Casey from Screams in the Basement podcast. Going to be live 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central here on YouTube. There's probably video you can click on to get reminded about it. Anyway, I'll shut up. So today, really excited. This is so Takara Tomy is the Japanese Hasbro. I don't know how else to just say it simply. They kind of do their own thing over there too in Japan, but the streams crossed often, and it's cool and awesome. But so Takara has started releasing this series of Transformers called the Dramatic Capture series. And I did one a little bit ago that was called the Nemesis Bridge set. And it had Megatron, Shockwave, and Soundwave. And the thing about the Takara releases, and this has kind of always been so, when Takara releases a version of a toy, man, they do extra, just like my Casey's Pizza today. The paint jobs are incredible. They're very, very accurate to what they're going for. In this case, it's the cartoon or the movie, the animation accurate colors. Whereas when Hasbro releases of these toys, and the 3 toys I'm opening today have all been released by Hasbro. So I'm sorry, I'm going to have some multiples. And I brought the Hasbro version so you can see how they took that initial release and 2 years ago when we got these toys, it's like, oh, this is the best version of this toy. This is amazing. But they still improve on it, like every time. They always do. And then so I'm going to open one today. It's called the Autobot headquarters. And then there's a third one planning on coming out real soon too, called Triple Takeover. I'm excited for that one. It's got another Starscream, yay, and an Astro Train and Blitzwing. So a triple changer from that episode, which is amazing. I never did get the War for Cybertron Astro Train, so this is just great. I don't have to pay $1 million for the old one because this one's going to be better. It's going to be painted, look better. I'm stoked to finally get that. But anyway, today we're going to open the Autobot headquarters. As you've seen before, with the Takara Tomy boxes, they come in this just what seems generic. I suppose it'd be the opposite if it was the American generic. It'd just be white with black lettering. So it's a tiny bit fancier, but not really. It's just a plain black and white box. You can see on there we get an Optimus Prime, a Jazz, and a mainframe. Whoa, what's that all about? Hey, let's find out. Where's my trusty? There it is. And so inside these boxes, I believe, is actual fancy color. Oh, more boxes and boxes. We see what looks like a Generation Selects type. Oh, it feels, it is just the black ink on cardboard. But as we see what's coming out here, I don't know if I have the room, but I'll pull it out here. Got a full color artwork. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Let me get nothing else in there. Okay, well, we got a slip cover too. So I think it is a very Generation Selects box, obviously there, but it's got the slip cover with this nice painted artwork. Just kind of your opening of the cartoon and the movie, Jazz and Optimus at Teletran 1. I mean, mainframe there. They're calling it on the back. Top, we got that red grid for Autobots. Great. This is what we got here. Here are the 3 bots in bot mode. And then we got the 3 in alt mode there. And there are differences. So like I said, we've got these 3 before, but they are definitely better and improved. And I can't wait to look at those differences in person. So we'll take off the slip cover there. Get over there. Now we got our Generation Selects type box. There's no tape. It just kind of opens this way. Let me get this. Ooh. In that mode. Okay. Well, let's. Oh. I'm just gonna try cutting this stuff out of here. Got Optimus. Got Jazzercise here. And mainframe. So it comes with. We got guns. Huh. Got Optimus's gun. We got Jazz's gun. Come on out of there. And then we got the satellite that Teletran sends out to get help, get scan for the Autobots as alt forms and things like that. I'm going to try and do a little bit of. So we'll look at this mainframe first. So it's different for a couple reasons. Some of these artworks, I think these are pretty similar. All these little ones might be similar to this, but these graphics in here are not in focus, but they are also a little different than the original version. I have the original mainframe, but he's in robot mode, and I don't want to take him into that just to show you. But it's minimal, and you don't really see it in robot mode. But it's different. The other big difference is you see that his feet are blue here. They're all our original mainframes, very, very all in this gold color that came with the Arc. Yeah. So let me I'm gonna try to get this guy into robot mode. So that I can show them together. It's so big. So much. Okay. So I know. I'm trying to go faster. But one of the cool things, the cool thing about this mainframe, and why they called it mainframe, we all saw it when this guy was first released by the head sculpt on this guy. Almost had it there. So once we all saw the head sculpt on this guy, we're like, and they called him Mainframe instead of Teletrain One, which is fine. They called him Mainframe. There was an Action Master called a Mainframe, and it had a very similar head sculpt to that. Okay, now how the hell do I get? Working it. This is why I hate transforming when I'm live. Tiffany says, "You're transforming something live. Are you feeling okay? Did Casey's poison you?" That's fair. I am very freaking out and nervous right now, and I'm afraid I'm going to frickin' break something. But, oh, okay. No, I just wanted to show everyone how he looked. Because he looks so freaking cool. Because I got a picture of the Action Master Mainframe too to show. I gotta cheat here and okay, I'm about there. Get the hands out, almost there. Should have probably had this higher so y'all could see me struggling. That'd have been great, huh? Okay, so got him. Yeesh. So here we got Mainframe, and I got a picture here just to show you look how close they made him. So the guy over here is the Action Master Mainframe. They did a really awesome job. So you can tell by that head sculpt, right? When you see it on the Action Master over there, like as soon as we saw this, we're like, oh, there's going to be a repaint. But seeing that blue, having that Autobot symbol and circle on his chest, you got that little orange spot there. And part of me is like, oh, kind of wish that was orange. Couldn't have made these legs that red. And yes, in person, this red is a lot closer to that red. Just the colors on this camera isn't great. Got his feet blue. Pretty freaking awesome, right? To kind of throw back to an Action Master, which was near the end of the G1 toys. Oops, probably pointing it's that way. When they just kind of had non-transforming little dudes, very similar to how Blockies is going right now, where they're just kind of like models, almost model kits. Want to see them next to, I'll get that out of there. But yeah, really cool. Here's the two next to each other. You can see the one that came with the arc is just very monochromatic, just that gold and gray. Really, it fits well, with the arc. God damn, focus. But yeah, it looks orange, huh? I'm just seeing Tiffany's comment here. Looks orange. Yeah, it really does in this camera, doesn't it? But yeah, it's maybe we'll just say it's an orange red. We'll call that good. Although next to Optimus, it's just a bright red, really. Oh, there it kind of looks red. Must be on a auto adjusted color thing. I don't know, but that looks really cool. So we got a very awesome, accurate kind of version there of Mainframe. So freaking cool. Awesome to have that. That was kind of the highlight that everyone wanted to pick up this dramatic capture set for. was to have that. He comes, like I said, with this little satellite that does kind of fold up, and you can store it on his back. Pretty neat. Next we'll talk about old Jazzercise here. Get the gun in his hand there. So this is probably the best Jazz that's out so far, and I'll show you what's kind of different. This blue is a little more baby blue like he is. I think there's silver on his chest up here, up under his hood there. And the biggest obvious change is there's now stripes on his rear fenders down here. Once I get the focus, you'll see. Yeah, see that red and blue stripes on his, what would be his rear fenders. A little black paint on the outside there, but yeah, that's very Jazz. And the two versions that came before him did not have that. So this is the new version. This is the original Studio Series version. So a lot of similarities, but this version has these stripes. And it has this black on the spoiler. Pretty similar. This gun also has white on the outside, so does this one. And then so there was this 5-pack came out a little while ago that finally had a version of Hound in it, and it had an updated, better version of Sunstreaker with a better uniformed yellow. But in that set was another Jazz. And so this Jazz, which they thought was an improvement, you can see that blue stripe goes all the way up to his head. Weird. And so on this 5-pack version, this one that I'm moving, it had gray instead of silver. You can see up in there is gray, and on his shins here, versus like the metallic silver. This is just a kind of a gray, which is weird. Now this gray version had the black on the spoiler, and its gun, although it's gray, was painted on these little pegs here, so that feels a little better. And then the other main difference with this new 5-pack version is they took the clear plastic, as you can see, all this hood is made out of. Same with the dramatic capture version, or with the original version of Jazz was all clear plastic. Is that they then I'll turn it around. You can see that they painted that plastic, made it opaque, and colored it blue. Come on, you fucking focus. There. Stripes, colors a little thinner, different color. Plastic windows now are just painted as windows instead of clear plastic. A lot of people don't like the clear plastic because over time it can become brittle, can be tougher. But that was one of the improvements of this for most people, I think, was that it was no clear plastic. I think that was trying to improve that, but when you go back to the original version, had clear plastic too. It had a even thicker stripe. So it's, how accurate of stripe do you want? So very similar, sure, but they all are different in their own ways. And I would say absolutely, because this Jazz has the stripes on the rear fenders and has the silver, this guy definitely wins for best new version. Oh, arms. Okay, so one more. The Earthrise Optimus Prime always has been regarded as the last best Prime we'll ever need ever. And a lot of people felt that way until this new Studio Series version came out. But and I'll just show those real quick. So we got the original Earthrise Optimus. He's amazing. He's perfect. But the Studio Series came out and they made him a little bigger and they made his coloring a little better. They made his thighs and hips white like they are in the cartoon. His shins aren't broken up with the silver on these flap things. His blue is a little brighter. His red's a little brighter. He's just maybe a little better. But this guy's amazing. So what this Dramatic Capture series version kind of did was they took all of these color improvements of the Studio Series Prime and they applied it to the Earthrise Prime, maybe making him the better version. Oh, let me get his gun in his hand and stuff. Woo! Seeing him in person's pretty dang cool. Nope, that doesn't go there. What the? Okay. All right. So here we got the original Earthrise Optimus. You can see, like, in those shoulder joints are painted blue. His hips, or his thighs are gray. He's got this silver on his shins. And then here's the Dramatic Capture version. It's got that bigger, it's clear plastic in those windshields, but it just pops a little different blue. You can see his hips, thighs are white, and those shins are all blue now. And this blue is a little nicer, brighter blue. This red is a little brighter red. You can see in the shoulder joints, that's all red now, like you kind of would have hoped it was. That blue of his head, it's a little brighter blue. So the blues, it feels, and this is the Dramatic Capture one, my finger's moving on, it just overall feels so much nicer, more animation accurate. So you're taking that amazing Earthrise mold that everyone loves, and you really did improve it. You really did. You'll see, like, his gas tanks when they pop out. So since it's kind of all the same color of his thighs on the original version, but on this one, you'll see that they actually stand out now when they're popped out. Anyway, colors. I know it's subtle. I know it's, I don't know. I know that you're not surprised that us nerds debate over silly things like that. But so if this is the new improved best version of the Earthrise mold Optimus, then compared to the Studio Series 86 version, a little taller, a little more bright red still, maybe better. But like these two guys are now fighting for who's the best Optimus toy out there on the market. People might, it's tough. It's really tough. These are both amazing toys. Oh my gosh. Oh, well, realizing I didn't do another freaking thumbnail, I'm going to just try and do one real quick. This is what we opened today. The Dramatic Capture Autobot headquarters set. Oh, I threw it a little hard there. So yes, all toys I already have a version of, sure, but in the case of all three of them, I feel a far, far, far improvement to each one of those. I hear you, Tiff. John, if he was here, he'd be giving me shit the whole time. More Optimus is more Optimi. Well, I'm sure when he sees it, and I'll be in the comments. But yeah, really excited for this set. Like I said, I'm super excited for the next set, the Triple Takeover set. I haven't really sat down and studied the photos to see how that Starscream is going to be different, but there's clear differences on the Astro Train and Blitzwing. So those will be improvements, but the Starscream, I'm like, how is it? I thought they improved it, with the Coronation one, which this one is the Coronation one. At least he comes with the Coronation stuff also. But yeah, I don't know. We're gonna see. So remember, Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Head on over to the YouTubes where you're at right now, or if you're on Facebook, be sure to subscribe over there on YouTube. But yeah, every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. The podcast is now weekly over there, and it's live stream. So that means you can interact in the chat and get on the show, which would be awesome. If you're interested in supporting the show, consider enlisting thecore.com or hit that join button down below. Every little bit really helps. There's a million fees, and these things cost money, and not the toys. All the money goes back into the show, but just trying to get the word out there. And if you want to help, that would be amazing. That's what I know. All right. Have a good rest of your weekend, everybody. Thanks for tuning in and watching and listening, and love talking toys with you. Have a great rest of your weekend and keep being awesome. Bye-bye.